We did not hear the opening, so we just kind of jumped in. Our camera wasn't even set, guys. So this is how it works on this show. It's live. And today we are broadcasting to you from our extraordinary museum. And right behind Shri and I, as you can see right here, this is, as many of you know, it is an ancient, our homestead is 200 years old, but we are on an authentic Kanyari encampment. And this was an old kitchen. And when Shri and I were blessed to purchase this property, this was covered in garbage. And it was one of the many miracles that came forward that is actually now part of our museum of preserving Ecuadorian culture. And you can see over here actually this painting, which is the heartbeat of the Amazon, a very powerful painting with today's guests that are coming forward, done by our own Freddie Rocano, who does all of the murals here, part of our Kanyari cultural preservation work. And so this museum every month features artists. As a matter of fact, right here, here's another one. This beautiful artist, Diego, he actually helped us get the art project going, part of why the, well, there you go, why the Minister of Culture approved our museum because of all of the work that we are doing. So we wanted to broadcast to you live here from today, part of why we had kind of a moment as we were getting started, and my beloved's over there with his arm turning the camera, and I'm gonna let him come back in, tell you a little bit more about the artifact. I'm gonna show you the artifact because today is about the rise of Global Minga. Today is about the goddess moon. Today is about Mercury releasing into the birth of that which has been waiting to birth. And so what better place than to show them the spiral from right here at Toasted Blue Mountain. So while Shri talks about it, I'm going to pretend to know where the camera's going.
So, beloved ones, we are indeed here in the Andes Mountains of Ecuador. And this beautiful old building was literally disintegrating when Kira and I moved here. And we have put a roof over it and preserved it. And you can see the cases with the various artifacts. And right there in the center.
Did we find it? Did I get it?
Yeah,
all right.
Right there in the center is a beautiful.
And they can see it. I'm going to move the camera a little closer. All right, let me know.
This rock was upside down, and no one knew what it was until we turned it over, and you see the spiral there on this corner of it.
So I'm going to run right over here because here's what's so powerful. You know, today we have three very special guests today. We have, of course, the one, the only beautiful hereditary chief Phil will be with us. Of course, what a gift. And from our clinic, who he has been serving all morning, Romulo has come over from the clinic because he is our beautiful translator and also has some updates about all the exciting things that are happening with the clinic. And then beautiful Darwin Rodriguez coming into us live from the Amazon. And as being blessed to live among the Kanyari here, we felt that if you can see, not only is this one of the petroglyphs, we are so blessed to have temples on this sacred property, but it's actually a serpiente. It's actually a snake. And if you see the head, that's why I wanted, can they see me straight?
Yeah.
I wanted to share that with you because when you come, the reason we preserve this one in our museum is so that you can really feel that culture. And so today, in the energy of Global Minga, and Shri, come join me over here, you know,
Okay.
in the energy of Global Minga, in the energy of us welcoming all of you to this moment, we felt, why not celebrate culture?
Yes.
You know, all the paintings you're seeing right now are the paintings that are this month's fundraisers for the foundation. And this way we support the local artists and we support the local communities and the worldwide communities. So from one of our many temples here at Toasted Blue Mountain to the temple of your heart, we really welcome you to this
Yes.
very special goddess rising moment of June.
You know, one of the things I want to encourage you to feel and breathe is that the indigenous art connects us to the cycles, connects us to the sky, to the earth, to the natural environment that gives us the energy for our lives.
Yes.
And so this spiral here is a reminder.
You really need to touch the stone. I mean, you feel my hands,
Oh,
right? I know you feel it.
If you do,
right?
let your fingers
Put it in
follow
the chat. How many of you are really feeling this energy? I know you are.
So we are so delighted to be able to share this with you and the visitors that come here to be able to commune with something essential in our universal DNA.
It's called oneness. And how beautiful that the eternal spiral offers that to us. And so as we are breathing and as we are feeling into this moment, we're going to go back over here to where the kitchen, the heart of the home, right? We all of us know the heart of any home is our kitchen. And before we complete our little cycle, before we just introduce the Avesa stones. The Avesa stones, our computer's kind of blocking. Hold on, I'm just going to move that, guys. There you go. The reason we're bringing these in right now is that the Mercury retrograde energy is, we're great, Sri, you did a great job. He was checking the frame. The Mercury retrograde energy is releasing right now. And with that release, we have been in this Mercury retrograde for what feels like months, right? Because it has been between the pre-phase and the post-phase, and it has shouldered us through, it has shouldered humanity through a massive moment of up-level energy. And it brought us to that May choice. And the choices that were anchored in May are all being illuminated in June into the awareness of the presence. And for those of you, I know many of you around the world have, Sri and I have attuned you with these stones. This is, of course, our grandmother, that all of these stones have been with us all the entire 20 years of our marriage. And the grandmother, when you bring your hands in this goddess rising energy right now, it reminds me of living in Uruguay, and that Sri and I are clear that the reason we were to live in Uruguay was, number one, to bring back the indigenous presence into a country where every indigenous being was slaughtered, right? Let's never forget that. And so we went down there to anchor our Mayan ceremonial site with my North American indigenous roots and all of the universal energy, so that right there, at that beautiful moment in the south of America, all of these amethysts radiate with a presence of energy that is saying yes to humanity. And then these two amethysts, if you look closely, have rose quartz geodes inside of them. And these are the Avesa stones that whereby so many beautiful gifts of energy have come forward for all. And so, Sri, I think it's important for us to talk about the consciousness of this energy as we go into the June moment and really establish why Global Minga, why now, and why the magic of this goddess rising is important. And so as we do, and my husband went to move the camera, there you go. All right, I thought let's start with a pyramid update. Okay. Because when it comes to consciousness, you're all aware that my incredible husband has helped with the architects we're working with down here. They have co-engineered an indigenous built, first time ever on the planet, first of 12 incredible pyramids. And Absolutely. I know a lot of you have been waiting for updates, and last week we didn't get to it, so we wanted to make sure we got to it this week.
You know, it's really important to recognize that everything is energy, everything is frequency, and that when we move into our hearts, we've lifted into a frequency of embrace. When we move into our universal consciousness, we've moved into the peace that accepts all beings and all life. And it's important to recognize that every person on this planet is indeed on a spiritual journey. They may not be fully conscious of what they're awake to, but every being is on a spiritual journey. Now, the Pyramid Project is an opportunity to accelerate the awakening of the inner recognition of the truth of who we are. As one of our amazing teachers on the planet was David Hawkins, who has since passed, but he brought forward the yardstick for understanding the levels of consciousness, the levels of essence, and that these levels of consciousness give ourselves the ability to discern the difference between spin or words and truth and essence. The Pyramid Project will vibrate at Hawkins level 600, which is the essence of peace. It is the essence of unconditional love. And anybody who comes into contact with this pyramid will have that sense inside of, I feel better and something is awakening. And it is our vision to construct one of these pyramids on every continent on this beautiful planet. Now, we've been updating you each week on the progress because, like all construction, there is a vision, there is a plan, and then there's the work.
And we have the noise to prove it, which is why we always have to find a quiet place to talk to all of you. So Jess, would you please show this week's pyramid update? Grab your beverage, take a moment. It's about 1.5 minutes, but wow, a lot in there. So Jess, we'd like to play the movie of the pyramid.
I am getting it. I'm coming.
Okay, sweetheart, thank you.
Now we have, of course, the new structural design for the reinforced corner of the wall, and that's why we have this big hole over there. So it's pretty much quarter of the pyramid will be supported by this reinforced steel structure, concrete structure. And then the other holes that we are digging are the foundations for each of the columns of the pyramid.
So each foundation will have a cement footer to support the
Exactly.
structure, and in between there's nothing to affect the energy.
In between there's nothing. And then we have the flexibility to do the mezzanine that we are doing for the second pyramid and the construction of the rods at the higher level.
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad to see all the workers working.
Yes, with sunny days we can do a lot.
So, beloved ones, thank you for participating in this update. You know, it's an amazing thing to be living right adjacent to this fabulous construction.
It's surreal, is
Because
what it is. It's really surreal.
Not only is there the usual, the digging and the laughing and the workers working, there is the presence of a pyramid already there. Because
The
of
energy is incredible.
the pyramid presence is indeed an echo of our sacred intention. And when we look at the geometry of the pyramids, you know, in Egypt, you have the equilateral pyramids, which send out a wave of stabilization. And in Nubia and in Russia, you have the high aspect ratio pyramids, which open up a portal of divine connection quite viscerally. And so many studies have been done in Russian and Ukrainian universities showing the positive effect of water that's been conditioned in the pyramid, of seeds. Seeds germinate 300% more effectively if they're stored in the pyramid for 1 week before planting.
Imagine what happens when we have magic Amazonian seeds conditioned in the energy of the universe.
Absolutely. One of the other fabulous studies is that they tested this on laboratory mice, that when they were exposed to a carcinogen, the mice that were drinking pyramid water had a 90% survival rate. The mice that were in the laboratory had a 2% survival rate. And this was a demonstration of the health-giving benefits of the water conditioned in the pyramid. So these are a few of a dozen scientific studies that are documented and are online. We can point you to them should you want to go that direction. But here's the bottom line. People's health, balance, and communities will harmonize in a good way. And this harmony is our blessing, our gift to the world. It begins here in Ecuador at the equator, sending that resonance around the planet, and then we construct a pyramid on every continent on this planet. Just like the ancients who did those fabulous pyramids, we too are making a statement that says we are here, we seek harmony, and we will radiate peace.
And breathe that in. You know, we are here in harmony and peace. Is not that the ignition of all that is converging? the gift of these pyramids beyond the energy. We have the radar that shows when it was halfway built why they scrambled the Russian MiGs. I mean, because the emission was so strong. It had to be put on the avionic charts. And in addition to that, when we come together as one, each pyramid, that beautiful Minga you just saw in the video, I love lunch Minga. And Shri and I first had the blessing of learning lunch Minga when we lived in Guatemala. And I remember it was so beautiful. It was the first time I ever saw that at the same time every day, people you didn't even know were around. Like people would pop up everywhere out of fields or whatever, and they would all walk together. And they would sit in a circle, and those that had food would put it out. And those that didn't knew that they didn't have to be embarrassed or go hungry.
Yes.
Because it was Minga. And then, that it evolved in so many different countries that we've been blessed to live among. And here, with the Kanyari Panchamanka, I remember the first time that we brought all of that beautiful food up from the earth. And those of you that were with us in March, Chief Phil was with us in March. Those of you that were with us in March, remember that we culminated with that big Panchamanka. Our mother is saying to us all right now, come together. So this pyramid, Architectural Digest, you better be listening. This pyramid is an emergent pyramid, not utilizing any modern materials, that is 100% made through the construction experiences, these ancient lineage experiences of several different local Ecuadorian tribes that are each coming together to build. This is literally the tribes coming together to say, we are going to build the pyramids. This is in the Umbatsman prophecies that the pyramid builders would return.
Yes.
And we will be in the equinox next week during World Unity Week, and you've got to get into this. We will be at Lowell Bay. We will be there where the site of the pyramid in Mexico will be located. We will all be there. Because this is that moment where all the tribes are coming together, where each of us is ready to stand outside of the ego that believes we are the only one that carries the key. We are together better when we are able to see and respect each other and rise through the limitation of ego that would seek to do that which would stop all. And that's where this month's Ascended Numerology comes in. Can I be so bold?
Yes.
I'm going to be bold because my husband's going to let me. Jess, let's put the June Ascended Numerology. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, while Jess is putting that up, while Shri and I were living at Lake Atitlan, after 25 years of offering soul messages to people, the Ascended Numerology sequences of the ancient Magi started coming through. And at that time, all of that coding, I did not realize, was because humanity was ready to see this. And so this is the Ascended Numerology, sweetheart. I want to start with that one. So the other one, Jess? Yeah, thanks, honey. So the Ascended Numerology, and feel your fingers right now, guys. Those of you that are energy receiving, feel the energy. Go back eons ago to a time when, and if you have to pretend with me, but go back eons ago. Outside of even this perception of this world being experienced in this potentiality this way, there was a moment where this seed of divine cosmic garden, we all danced. And we came here, feel your fingertips, and we came here because we knew that our mastery was assured. And at the time of an incarnation where we would assume a form that would be compatible with the way this potentiality was expressing, a sacred scroll would be offered to those who would shepherd that mastery. And that is what in this world we refer to as Ascended Numerology, because Ascended Numerology is the wholeness of the goddess rising, because it begins from the infinite space, what it looks like the zero there. And it is the continuum of the 12 integrated with the zero, calling forward the birth of the positive 13, which is the 1 plus the 3, which is always the 4, or the cross of perfect balance. So outside, I have thousands of pages of this. So outside of all of that science, here's what came in for June. And I only ever look 2 months in advance. Those of you that know me know I will only ever look 2 months in advance. So this is June, and I am right now seeing what's coming beyond there. But as you're looking at it, if you're seeing it for the first time, I want you to look at the body specifically. And I want you to notice right now, if you're feeling or noticing anything in your body as you're gazing at this chart. Are you feeling a chakra? Are you feeling an energy? What kind of mind chatter are you feeling? Even if you don't understand it, don't try not to understand it. Simply be in the presence of that which you are, outside of that which this potentiality is trying to box you into being, and feel this, whether you're aware of it or not. This is what's going on, guys. This is what's happening in this month. And if you gaze at it, June 2022 is the energy of the 8, which is the lotus chakra. It's the chakra of creation that stands outside of all forms of density and judgment. It is, Jess, we can let go of that now. It is the unique invitation to lift through. And, you know, I want to bow before all of us, right?
Yeah.
Because when we're ready to lift through, I want to share a quick, a 2-second story, because I do want to show the up-level calendar that Jess had up before we bring in our amazing Global Minga expansion. But I had the blessing yesterday of being on with someone who is family, just family to me, someone I adore. And what broke my heart was how well justified they are in hiding who they are. And for as successful and amazing and incredible as they are, they're ready to do more, be more. And here's the irony, and I'm saying this because it was me, it was Sheree, it's all of us. I even showed this person our wedding picture, for those of you that have seen our 20-year transformation that we showed last week. Anyway, when we allow ourselves to pull our malas out, when we allow ourselves to not dress according to anything that society says, but according to what we know reflects the essence of our divine presence, then we each become, merely with breathing, merely with taking the action, the passionate action of being, we each become that candle for another. Each remembering that there is room for everyone. Competition is the greatest illusion, and jealousy is the greatest knife. And when we offer ourselves the love, and I want you to bring your arms around you right now, right? I want you to love you more, right? Love you more, right? So as you really got this, knowing you've got this, loving you more, that's the compassion that the Buddha speaks of, because that is the compassion that ignites that truth chakra and frees you from hiding. Thereby, you are able to lift up, releasing the judgment, knowing it's never personal, and able to sustain the 7th frequency of non-judgment simply as I am here, as the sea of neutrality, as the active presence of the law of instantaneous manifestation, which carries an abundance outside of any limited numeric sequence that could ever be assigned any value to in any realm. Imagine when we're all floating in this ocean together. Balance is as you are, as I am. And so Jess, yes, let's look at that June up-level calendar. And the up-level calendar is really a guide. It's kind of like a little mini book that the masters compel us to release every year. This one was put out late in 2021. It's still available at our website. Your donations fuel Global Minga. And so Global Minga, remember, you can participate in so many ways. Remember, what was June all about? Unconditional love. June is all about the unconditional love as the second of the 4 harmonic flows. This is really important because if unconditional love, it's floating, right? We're all floating right now. We're all really, waiting for that September anchor, which is going to get halfway in June. And look at this week. Here we are on the 12th. And you see what's happening on Tuesday. This Tuesday is this goddess, and notice the word supermoon. Not only is this a supermoon, it is the goddess rising. It is Mother Ganga herself, this beautiful Mother Ganga creation energy that has been dancing with this father Amazon who's been saying, I'm just way too macho to say yes to you. And she's like, and I'm just way too empowered in creation to say yes to you. But the two of them have found their harmony in the recognition that when the creation is in balance, and this is what you're seeing this week, is the showering of the new alchemies, the showering of the creation that's moving us through to Saturday the 18th. And Jess, we can let go of that share now, because on Saturday the 18th, in our heart, and the reason that we are ambassadors for World Unity Week is because it carries the passion of Global Minga. Global Minga on the 18th, remember, is the first day of World Unity Week. Get there. All of you guys in the chat, put in the email or the website for people to get registered. You want to be a part of that. Chief Phil's going to be there. I'm sure he'll be chatting about it as well when we bring him on in just a moment. But on the 18th, do you feel it? You feel it in your breath? You feel it in your heart? Feel it kind of in your third chakra, right? When you feel through the lens of non-judgment, then, as you all know, how do I describe it? I'm just living in my glass tube, walking through the aquarium, and I see every single shark, but I don't need to let them know. And I see all of it, knowing that it is steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust in the divine that sustains the law of instantaneous manifestation. Global Minga is the manifestation of the way of harmony in balance that sustains all. And I'm sure that you guys are as excited as we are. And so Shri, before we go any further, do we want to share the film, or do you want to share something before we share the film?
I'm just excited by the
Let's
gathering.
Can we take a breath?
Well, we'll take a breath, and I want to share a discernment. Oops.
That's okay.
So, beloved ones, let's take a moment, because a lot has been shared. And if it's safe to do so, bring a hand to your heart and consciously, with intention, focus on the divine through the word Ave, the Ave Maria, the hail to the divine. Focus on the divine as you inhale, bringing that divine Shakti right into your own heart center. And then when we exhale, we just release all resistance to that purity. Let's try this together. Big inhale, Ave. One more time, Ave. And just relax and be and notice what is happening for all of us is we are transitioning from polarity to essence. Essence is unifying. Essence is the nectar of love. Essence is the recognition that we are all supported by the divine energy, and that each and every one of us deserves to be here. Each and every one of us belongs. And through that energy of essence, we begin to work in the world in a new way. This is what's before humanity at this time. People are awakening to what is essential. And that is the quantum flow that allows us to manifest instantly, allows us to release the past and simply move into the clarity, the love, and the joy of ascended presence. This is our birthright, and now is the time.
Wow, are you feeling that? My heart is fluttering. As you're speaking, my heart, Shri's speaking, and I'm like, oh, my heart is fluttering. So in the fluttering heart, let's not delay. Just let's show them we're going to show you a wonderful update on the Global Minga, and then because it includes some miraculous stuff happening on the clinic, then we're going to bring in one of our first guests, Romulo, and then we're going to bring in Chief Phil and Darwin. So just let's invite everyone. I'm excited. There it is. Woohoo! This just made this film, guys. I'm going to stop our video because I really want to be with this film.
Buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Voy a ingresarme para adentro a conocerle. Va a estar molestando más día a día más.
Oh, we are so, I mean, imagine running a police department without this kind of equipment. And so this is a big, this is really important. This is, again, your Shakti exchange at work, our Global Minga at work. And so thank you again, because this police department is small, but now it can help so many more. And so what you have just done and provided for so many people, where for many of you may think, wow, a laptop and a printer, this laptop and printer is going to save lives, make things more efficient, and really help improve people's sense of peace and tranquility. We are so grateful to live in such a beautiful place. Come visit, por favor, come to Duk Duk. Wow, taking a breath, Duk Duk is literally right here. And, as we're sitting in this kitchen, it would be just a fool of me not to mention that we have on our property right now a 5th generation family, Kenyardi family, here with us now again. And so it always just touches my heart that we were able to help sustain and continue with working with this village of Duk Duk. And Jess, let's go ahead and bring in Romulo. And while Romulo's coming in, Sri wants to read just a couple of your comments, guys, because we're getting so many comments. I'm sorry we don't have as much time today for them.
But I want to acknowledge some people that have taken the time.
And let's bring in Romulo. He can be here to hear all this good stuff.
So Angel A writes, such an honor to be able to see this. Human history is amazing. And Rachel says, we are on the journey. I love the pyramids. And George writes, good morning and great blessings. Everyone and everything is vibrating.
Yes.
And Kate shares, my indigenous friends surprise me often with creative aplomb. They remind me of an area I get to accelerate with the gentle blank canvas.
Oh, beautiful.
And Kate asks, when will this pyramid be complete? And the
September.
Join us for the equinox in September.
Remember, the 99 days are starting on September 18th with World Unity Week, but they're ending here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And Chief Phil, who's going to be here in just a moment, will be here live, so you can be down here with him. We're pretty much at full sold out right now, but we are finding another local hotel for more people to be able to stay here locally if you want to come. So yeah, this pyramid, be there. This is going to be the gathering of the tribes. You're going to meet Darwin. He's going to be here too.
One last sharing, and then we'll say hi to Romulo. So Amanda shares, wow, the words and the smiles are releasing tears of relief and gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, bring a hand to your heart right now as I introduce this beautiful man that we are sitting with right now, who's right downstairs in our La Sala here at Tosa Blue Mountain. Fresh from the clinic, he has been volunteering his time. He helps with transportation. If you come to the airport, you might see his beautiful smiling face waiting for you. But today he's in full service as Global Minga. Romulo, welcome, and thank you for coming and stepping away from the clinic for a moment this morning. We're so grateful.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me, actually. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Oh,
and nice to meet you to people that I don't know. Yes.
So tell us about the clinic this morning. What's happening at the clinic this morning?
Yeah, this morning will be few peoples because we don't really have a time because, it's a pleasure to work with you guys since, like 2-3 months ago that I started working with you guys. But it's been beautiful to work with Kyla. Dana, Isabel actually is here too. So, but it's, nice to be with you guys here working in the clinic. And it's so far, we're doing good. A lot of people come get the treatments. Everybody's happy. We see people, coming in actually crying, and then now they're happy and smelling, and you can see, the difference between, the treatment actually they get it. Mm-hmm.
And this is the treatment with the laser and the Egyptian healing rods.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
both.
Last week I had heard that there were people coming back because they're walking better and standing
Yes,
better.
yes. They're standing better, they're walking better. Like I said, I can see they used to be crying the first time, and now they're smiling and be happy and telling, the history about what's going on with them. And then see, actually they bring the families. They come together, kids, families, everybody, and get the treatment.
How wonderful. Well, Romulo, we are so excited about the new space that the town of Paute has offered
Yes.
because we've been so
Yes.
successful working down, in the physiotherapy center. So Romulo, one of the things we wanted to share with you is that space is opening on Tuesday, the 21st, which is the equinox, when we will be that day at Mayapan in the Yucatan. And so we're going to try and hook up a live broadcast and make a sine wave because of celebrating the people of Paute. So thank you for helping make this possible. Without you, we could not do all of this. We are so grateful, and we are so grateful. Thank you. And of course, the reason that we have also Romulo here is because he is here to assist us when we bring in Darwin as well. And so before we do, Jess, I'm going to ask you to just let Romulo take a break, and we would love to all bring our hands to our heart. And as we bring our hands to our heart, let us just remember way back to March, which seems like a breath ago and maybe 10 years ago. I don't know, right?
So close, so far.
Right? And it was in March that he could not be here on the grounds, but he gave his heart and his time and his love and his incredible wisdom to all of us. And that's, of course, the one and the only beautiful hereditary chief Phil Lane Jr., who we are so blessed to have with us again now. So we want to really invite him in. There he is. And say, hello, our beloved. I feel like we're in our mid-jump because you're going to be here in September, which we're all just so excited about.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to joining you. It's so nice to see you. So nice to hear all the wonderful unfolding on behalf of our human family. And as well, this concept of Minga, I learned in Bolivia when I first went there in March 1970. And it means, of course, when you get global, it has so many spiritual meanings, but of course, to help out, to share. And it was the very foundation of the Inca Empire in the Ayus. And the Ayus practiced Minga. If one Ayu had problems, 2 other Ayus would come and help them out.
Exactly.
I mean, this is an ancient practice coming out globally.
Yes.
And thank you for doing this. Thank you for bringing these concepts that are so important for humanity to awaken to, that we are one human family, and the herd of one is the herd of all.
Oh, no one says it more beautifully and eloquently than you, my love.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Thank you for allowing us to simply mirror you.
Oh, well, I always say that if somebody sees anything of any value within my being, or like something I say, if they wouldn't have already known it, they couldn't understand it. If they didn't already have that quality, they couldn't see it in me. So we're mirrors. We're mirrors.
Aho,
Yes,
aho,
we are.
indeed,
Yes, we are.
indeed, in every way. And speaking of mirrors, you have to just bow before the universe.
Yes.
That after we met, you shared with Shri and I about something that was so dear to your heart, that little did you know was so dear to our heart as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out it happens to be in Ecuador. And so we would be so honored if you would share this beautiful journey that would bring us to bringing Brother Darwin in next.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say my heart is so full of gratitude. We've been praying for more than 2 years for our brother Darwin and the communities there on the border of Colombia and Ecuador. And a little over 2 years ago, we encountered a beautiful 2 sisters, Blanca and Erica Congo, who really helped us. And as well, we met this beautiful circle of indigenous women in the Amazon who accompany us on many of our journeys. But then we were introduced to Darwin. Through this journey, it carried a message from us down to his community. And it was so interesting because I went to Bolivia in March 1970 in fulfillment, which I didn't realize at the time, of the prophecy of the reunion of the condor and the eagle. And I happened to be the eagle that came, this young eagle that came that really didn't understand the whole thing. But I spent almost 2 years there with our Quechua and Amara brothers. And on July 9th, 1971, literally at Lake Titicaca on the island of the sun, that prophecy was fulfilled. And so we've been working on that fulfillment. In that process, I ended up in the Amazon. My wife had been raped by this rich landowner. By the way, many of the indigenous people's wives have been raped in front of them because they wouldn't give up their spirituality. So it's not just me. But because of that, I had to move down into the Amazon area, down in Santa Cruz. And it so happened that through these elders, some still are alive, still remember this, the elder of Darwin passed these prophecies on to Darwin and their communities clear over in Ecuador and Colombia. So this has been growing. This has been growing and growing. And so 2 years ago, after we sent this message to Brother Darwin, he and his community themselves came up with their vision, their plan of how to protect and restore the Amazon. And that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. And I want to thank Claire Rosenfeld, who helped out so we could get them to have high-speed internet. Mike Proper, who sent down cell phones so that they could begin to monitor through somebody else who contributed drones. Dot Maver, Bryson Hill, who helped out during this time. Fumi, may peace prevail on earth. Fumi, John Stewart, Edna Fleury, Joan Henry, so many. John Raymer, Ben Bowler. And I also want to remember, the last thing is that yourselves, I'm so touched. You have no idea how hard we've been praying about this. The vision of Darwin, a direct descendant of the last Inca, who, as you know, the Quechua had to escape away down the Spanish into the Amazon. And he's so devoted to his communities. He's so, I cannot express enough to the Tosa Blue Mountain community and yourselves. This is fulfillment of prophecy. This is the time of the rising, as you know, sister and brother, and being part of that prophecy, Sister Kira, being of, that doesn't mean, by the way, that that's better than, less than. It means that we all have a part to play. And this has been part of the preparation of the last 500 years. We have been preparing for this day. We've been preparing, facing the most horrendous situations, but continue to pray. We have never surrendered our belief in our Creator. We have never given up our covenant with the Creator, never. And we shall never give up that covenant, because we know we're only here for a short time, but let's have a good one. So I always want to share those things and say, thank you, my beloved. Thank you. You have really walked your talk in terms of truly understanding Minga and helping our indigenous people in Guatemala, Mexico, wherever you go, and our human family, because we are one human family, and the herd of one is the herd of all. Last thing that we join you in, let us unify the human family in war and begin peace on earth by 2030. Aho.
Aho, aho. I want everyone to receive. These are powerful blessings. And when our blessings are received with the sincerity, love, and presence that they are offered, miracles are our birthright. Thank you for that gift of creation. Thank you. Thank you. It's so tangibly received. Thank you.
And Brother Phil, thank you for championing, for articulating, for walking the walk with complete trust to keep going, to keep going, to keep going. And this is the mentor that this world needs, is one that is committed to walk the talk.
Exactly.
And live the work.
Regardless of whatever density tries to do to stop us.
Yes.
And so it is.
And so it is.
When we are each together, we are better. So speaking of together, we are better. It is with great love and honor and presence. Just let's please bring in our brother Darwin, coming to us live from way up there. I mean, it's getting him here, guys, is a big thing. He's going to be here live in July, so you'll see him again at Tosa Blue Mountain. But let's bring in brother Darwin. Let's bring in Romulo and say hello. Hola, Romulo. Gracias. So Romulo is here to assist us because Darwin only speaks Spanish. Darwin, por favor. Oh, yeah. Darwin, por favor, video.
No, Darwin.
Ah, bien.
Darwin.
Hola, perfecto. Hola,
bienvenido.
mi amor. Hola, hola. Oh, and so Romulo, if you would please share with everyone that we are so grateful and honored to call forward the beloved Darwin from his home where he is right now. And really, no one tells what's happening more and better than him. And I would invite you to assist him to translate if you would let him know all that.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. And Darwin, we need to unmute you. Let's see. Go ahead. Yeah. Y Darwin, por favor, no escucha. Yeah.
We're good.
Bien, mejor. So, por favor, Rómulo.
Darwin. Yeah, buenas tardes, Darwin. Mucho gusto. Soy Rómulo. Le voy a ayudar con la traducción. I was playing Darwin what we're going to do. I'm going to help him with the translation. So.
Muy amable, gracias. So,
Bueno, pues
please-
de acá primeramente de parte de la Amazonía fronteriza, donde estamos ubicados en frontera con Perú, Colombia y Ecuador. Somos como de parte de la nacionalidad quichua, en este caso del cantón Putumayo, de la provincia de Sucumbíos de Ecuador. Un gusto, hermanos, hermanas, estar aquí, participar con ustedes, agradecer al abuelito Phil, a ustedes, al hermano Rómulo y a todos que hemos hecho un gran esfuerzo para esta unidad. Habíamos iniciado ya aproximadamente hace ya cerca de 2 años y hoy miramos que ya estamos como mucho más uniendo los lazos espirituales para
sí,
poder seguir adelante en los procesos.
So, mi amor, Darwin,
los
por favor, discúlpame. Necesita pequeño partes porque transducir por mi otra. So, Rómulo, please feel free to cut in so he can.
Yeah,
people need to hear his words are so
awesome.
beautiful. I speak Spanish, but they don't.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, he said he got to be here, and he's also, close to between Colombia, Ecuador, and in front of the, the Ecuador, in part of the regional Ecuador, and he's from the jungle. He's happy to be here with us. He's interested in to be with, the spiritual and everything, and he's so glad to, we can communicate it and be, part of one community, and then try to work together for one thing, that everybody's looking for, spirituality, and then everything, goes together. Yes.
All right, so por favor, continuar.
Adelante. Yeah.
Arwin, por favor.
Entonces, eso al decirles, somos unos pueblos que estamos acá dentro de nuestras selvas, que todavía nos mantenemos en resistencia por la preservación de nuestros territorios.
Perdón, Darwin. He says it's small towns who resist to, be part of the what's going on outside of the world. So he's glad to be here with us. Yes.
So I want to emphasize for all of you that this incredible man and the people that are his beautiful people that you're going to hear about, they are living every day on the front line of protecting the little bit that is left. And this is why this Global Minga matters. This is why they are right there in the Global Minga project. This is why your donations matter, your help matters. So I want to emphasize as he starts talking, this is what he's going to talk about. Bring a hand to your heart. Really feel this. Go ahead.
Darwin, ahora sí. Continúa, Darwin, por favor.
Decirles pues que nosotros somos un pueblo que nos hemos permanecido por muchos años atrás en resistencia, más que todo por la defensa de nuestros territorios, defensa de la Amazonía,
he says,
en la defensa
it's a country to resist, it's been for 100 years resisting, to be the same as it used to be long time ago, the Quechua community. So they resist, they try to be, in the same page as, the jungle it is right now. They try to, get
Try
together
to preserve,
and
yeah.
preserve everything. Yes, preserve everything. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Está
Darwin.
bien.
Continúa, Darwin, por favor.
Sí, esa ha sido una de las razones fuertes que nos hemos mantenido nosotros acá, organizados como pueblos, haciendo uso de nuestra propia medicina ancestral, como un potencial fuerte que hemos tenido, que es el yoco, el yagé y plantas
So
menores,
one thing
que
that they do is, they keep continuing using the same medicine as used to be in a traditional medicine. And he named some two names about the medicine, what they do. And like I said, there's a beautiful town, small towns, they resist everything what's going on around the world. So they try to, use it. They seem since like long time ago, they resist use same medicine, the life, the way they live is prevent everything is what's going to happen in the world. Continúe, Darwin, por favor.
Y lo que nos preocupa bastante hoy en día es que ya, o sea, la colonización, la culturización está acabando prácticamente con nuestra
He
cultura.
was worried
Porque
about
aquí,
because the culturation, everything is changing, so they try to keep to maintain, everything like it used to be.
They're trying to preserve the
y,
culture.
som-
They preserve the culture, yes,
Exactly.
yes. Sigue, continúe, Darwin.
y somos muy pocos los que estamos todavía sosteniendo esta resistencia de la medicina, de lo que es la artesanía, nuestra lengua materna. Habemos en el sector, habemos 27 comunas, que decimos 27 pueblos,
Yeah,
y de los
it's only
27 pueblos,
it's only
y de los
27
20
small towns who continue with the same traditional, medicine and everything. So they try to, like I said, prevent everything together and, resist what's going to happen with the colonial and everything,
Right.
around the world.
So,
Yes.
so I'm going to jump in because we have 5 minutes left. And in these 5 minutes, I would love Chief Phil and Darwin. What would be the two things, I want to share with everyone, Chief Phil is going to be here in September live. Darwin will be here then as well. Darwin will also be here in July, where we'll be doing ceremony with some of our local Kenyari elders. And so there's a lot happening here. And the foundation, the Global Minga experience, is reaching out and saying, how do you want to participate in Minga? So these herbs that he's talking about are going to become part of a biolab research team we've already put together. There's other projects coming in, but Chief Phil, while I see your beautiful face there, and before we would run out of time, what would you want everyone to know while you and Darwin are together?
Well, this man has given his life to support the people. And he comes from a direct lineage from the last Inca. So he has that great respect, not only in the Andes, but in the Amazon as well. And so I would just say this, that the projects they have, the birthing for natural birth, for bringing back their natural herbs, for all the other things they're doing, that if that's available, I'm sure people are interested. They can request it.
Very.
Request and so forth. But I would just say, Darwin, I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. Hermano, estoy muy contento porque nuestra visión está empezando. Ahora la visión va a pasar. Para 2 años estamos orando. 2 años. Y cada mes él está esperando un poco de dinero, muchos meses. 3 semanas, pero llega. I was saying.
Sí le entendió, Darwin, ¿verdad? ¿Sí le entendió?
no entiendo yo el inglés.
Dice que está muy
No le
agradecido por todo lo que usted hace, que continúe con su obra, que todo va a salir bien, que le va a ayudar y que está muy agradecido con todo lo que usted hace.
And now,
Muchas gracias, abuelito. Gracias, abuelito, y que Dios me le bendiga y le siga bendiciendo y sigamos en el contacto espiritual, en la unidad de los pueblos del mundo, en la unidad de aquellos que necesitamos un cambio a través de la paz, de la armonía, con nuestra espiritualidad. Y para así nosotros ver si podemos cambiar un mundo tan violento que se nos presenta y a través de nuestra espiritualidad tenemos un trabajo y una misión.
he said, with everything that what we're doing here with spiritually, we can change the world. We can, continue doing a better job every single day. And we come together as one, and then, continue the fight against, everything is wrong in the world. And he's thankful for everything.
One of the things I want to add, un momentito, porfa, is that one thing Darwin shared with us is they are committed to preserving the medicinal plants.
Yes,
in those
yes,
villages, diabetes doesn't exist,
This
cancer
is
doesn't
really
exist.
important, guys.
And what's happening in the Amazon, as many of you may know, is the deforestation and the machines and the mining are ruining the biosphere. And we're not here to stir up that controversy. What we are here is to protect the knowledge.
To say there's something you can do. That's what Global Minga is all about.
And so this man, Darwin Rodriguez, is committed to protecting the culture, protecting the people, and standing firm and saying this is our sacred land, and we have these traditions and we will share them.
And during these 99 days of peace, you will be seeing a lot more about Darwin, about what's happening, about your funds, how everything's being allocated, building up to when beautiful Chief Phil and Darwin will be here together in that completed pyramid with all of the other tribal elders for the first time in fulfillment of the absolute prophetic energies that is intersecting all of us.
Yes,
we are ready. Humanity's ready to say yes to peace.
Yes.
And that's why we're coming together here. That's why this sine wave happens. That's why people like Dodd exist and the peace pole exists. That's why all of us are here. So we bow, Darwin, and say, gracias. Gracias, Darwin. Gracias for your courage. Gracias for not giving up. Thank you for staying the course. We honor you, and we see you. We see you. And we are here. Can you offer him that, Romulo, as we close today?
Sure. Darwin dice que está muy agradecido por todo lo que usted hace, que todo lo que está haciendo, por la resistencia que tiene allá en el oriente, y por todo lo que hace, porque usted conserva las cosas, lo conserva la medicina natural, porque sabemos lo importante que es tener aquí en el Ecuador, y especialmente no todo lo que hacen ustedes allá en la selva. Es decir, está muy agradecida con todo eso por lo que hace usted.
Sí, eso, debido a eso decíamos nosotros, planteábamos, ¿no? Con el hermano también, con el hermano Escri, como es hermana Kira, cuando nos reunimos la primera reunión, decíamos cómo fomentar en base a la misma resistencia, crearnos era un laboratorio, como nos decía, un laboratorio de medicina ancestral.
Laboratory of medicine, medicine ancestral, medicine.
En donde podamos.
They thinking about it. Are you guys thinking about, to do
we have a pharmacist here already. We have a pharmacist here already.
Yeah, pharmacist, yes.
A doctor of pharmacy ready to start working. I mean, we're ready.
Awesome, yes.
Yeah.
Dice que sí, que ellos tienen listo, que están listos para hacer eso, que están en eso, trabajando también para hacer el laboratorio de medicina natural.
A biologist, we're ready.
Tiene mucha gente especialista que está en eso para trabajar en eso también.
Y eso sería muy importante eso. Por ejemplo, tenemos, el yoco que habíamos tenido, que es una mata ancestral de nosotros.
They have a medicine plant, like you say, they have medicine plants.
So here's what he needs to know. We're going to have him and Chief Phil on again because we're going to leave everybody wanting more. So you're going to want to go to shrinkira.com, learn about Global Minga, participate, donate, help us help more. Romulo, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, Darwin, we're so grateful. And Chief Phil, we love you with all our heart and soul. Wait, we're waiting. Go ahead. We're holding for Chief Phil. There we go.
Yes, and I just want to say that please join us at 8 in the morning and 8 at night, wherever you are in the world, when we think about unifying our human family, ending war, and beginning peace on earth by 2030, our moments of peace. Yes. Wherever you are in the world, just that thought until it becomes it resonates throughout everywhere. And thank you again. I just cannot express my gratitude goes beyond the world of names, goes beyond the world of this world. That's how deep I feel, and thank you for what you've done for the people. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my soul. To see how long they've prayed, how long they've been waiting but yet with complete faith, with hardly money to even have their little boat go up the river, So thank you. Haole michante washtelo shunk mano he meyodo, chanupa sapa he meyodo, haole michante washte aho.
We offer love and gratitude to each and every one of you that is witnessing this today or in the replay. And Darwin, gracias para su misión sagrada y gracias para, perdóname.
Let's just say goodbye.
So we are here to say thank you to all of our brothers and sisters around this planet. Thank you for being here.
We love you. Namaste.
Sí. Se terminó la...
That's good, yeah. Especially, yeah.
No,
Idea when you guys went.